Hi guys, welcome to the Whyte channel. The helipad almost at the top of Dubai's most famous hotel could be the venue for a rematch between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. At least, this is one of the options for the venue of the fight, which can be requested by the movements of the organizer Eddie Hearn and his half hints. The Arab Tower stands in the sea at a distance of 280 meters from the shore on an artificial island, which is connected to the land by a bridge. Various events are held at her helipad, and Joshua even sparred there in 2017. The head of the Mushroom Boxing posted a clip from this site to Instagram stories. The inscription on the frame is "Meeting." Early in February, Hearn announced that he was negotiating all over the world to look for a place for a rematch. Perhaps it will be Burj Al Arab, if the parties agree on money and other points. Meanwhile, Hearn himself recently admitted that he still stands for London, England. There is Great Britain, America, the Middle East. We had offers from all over the world. I would like to spend at London. The organizer believed that the rematch will take place in May, but there is still no signed contract. Meanwhile, the best coach of 2021 wants to prepare Joshua for a rematch. WBC champion Tyson Fury is confident whoever trains Anthony, a rematch with Usyk will be the last nail in the lid of his coffin. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoyed the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I'm trying very hard, absolutely every day, and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support. Thank you so much. Ex-Clemens manager of the WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk believed that the unification of all titles in heavyweight will take place when his words will have a rematch with Anthony Joshua, and the WBC title holder Tyson Fury will have a mandatory defense with Dillian Whyte. As we know, Joshua has changed the coach, so it was in his best interest to take compensation, hold a warm-up fight, and then fight the winner of the Usyk-Fury fight. If I were his advisor, I would recommend it to him. I didn't see it myself, but I heard that a large sum was offered as compensation. I think the situation has developed due to the fact that the WBC assigned Fury mandatory protection with Dillian Whyte. Tyson has to fight Dillian, and I think that's why his fight with Usyk will not take place. But in the situation, Usyk is fighting with Joshua, and Fury is fighting with Whyte. The winners can meet and unify the titles. Even if they are Joshua Fury, Usyk Fury, or Whyte Usyk pairs, there will be no obstacles in front of us. This fight can be arranged without a big headache and with less cost for investors, Clemens said. I guess Clemens said that his words rematch with Anthony Joshua should take place no later than June 12. We know that we will move towards a rematch because the deal has not been closed yet. We tried to arrange a fight with Fury. We were supported by Saudi Arabia. I flew to Dubai before Usyk was there. We met with the people who were behind it. We talked, and everything went in this direction. It seemed that a duel would take place, but then suddenly it turned out that there were too many nuances involved. The WBC has assigned Fury mandatory defense against Dillian Whyte, so the fight will not take place. So we went back to the rematch with Joshua. Initially, it was agreed that it would take place before April 25, but since we were negotiating with Fury, we agreed to hold this fight, in my opinion, until June 12. Clemens said. The WBC heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury said that he considers the mandatory challenger for his title, Dillian Whyte, a dangerous opponent. Firstly, the challenge is that Whyte is a heavyweight. Dillian can hit hard. He is able to knock out anyone if he hits cleanly. Secondly, he is a big guy. That's enough, isn't it? Whyte is the first number of the WBC rating. He participated in good fights and won them. He had exciting fights. So why deserves to fight for the title? I'm giving him the biggest fee of his career and the world stage. Let him come out and show himself, Fury said. Against Klima's manager of the WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk said that his worst rematch with Anthony Joshua will definitely not take place in Ukraine. We haven't decided on the venue of the rematch yet. Strictly speaking, the main issue is in finance. Perhaps it will be Saudi Arabia at the end of May, as Eddie Hearn says, or the United Kingdom. I think Ukraine is not being discussed today. Usyk is focused on his business. He was recently in Turkey and played football for one of the Ukrainian professional football clubs. He shows himself very well, Klima said. The WBC heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury is confident that the mandatory challenger for his title, Dillian Whyte, will still agree to fight him, despite the fact that he keeps a suspicious silence after the announcement of their fight. Fury believes that Whyte will not miss the opportunity to earn the biggest fee in his career. 100% that I will fight with Whyte next. We won the promotional auction. Dillian Whyte is a mandatory contender. I have no reason to believe that he will not agree to this duel. I believe he will take the fight. Let's put it bluntly that he will be stupid if he doesn't. It will be the biggest fee in his career. Whyte will get 8 million for our fight, and if he wins, then 10 or 12 million. So he will become a millionaire if he fights with the Gypsy King, Tyson said. WBC heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury said he wants to beat Dillian Whyte and Alexander Usyk this year, and then fight UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. Of course, I am seriously talking about a fight with Ngannou. I heard that he's injured now, so he won't be able to fight. Maybe we will fight at the beginning of next year. I will aim for this if I beat Dillian Whyte and Usyk in the next fight for the title of absolute world champion, as I predict that Alexander will knock out Joshua in a rematch and beat him again. If I beat these two guys, I will strive to fight Ngannou in February or March in Las Vegas. However, we still need to agree on terms. I think that the fight with Ngannou will turn out to be more delicious and attractive if there is a snack in it. Probably in a normal boxing match, he has no chance to beat me, unless he knocks me out with one punch. That's why I'm thinking about fighting in a cage with little gloves or without them at all, Tyson said. The Gypsy King believes that in a rematch, WBA, WBO and IBF title holder Alexander Usyk will stop Anthony Joshua in the second half of the fight or win again by unanimous decision. Unfortunately for Joshua, he couldn't fulfill his part of the deal. Anthony has stumbled a few times, and he's just not good enough at this level. It's sad for him. Fortunately for me, I'm good enough at this level, and have proven it many times already. If Joshua loses to Alexander Usyk again, where will he end up? I'm not saying that everything has already been decided here, because this is heavyweight boxing and Joshua is a big and strong guy, so Joshua can stun Usyk. But most likely the outcome will be this. Alexander will stop him in the period from the middle of the fight to the late rounds, or once again win by unanimous decision of the judges. After that, Joshua will be finished, Tyson said. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.